Happy Wednesday, Clinton County, Wilmington, Ohio, 45177. Um, so, the biggest mission and the biggest goal for many of us is exposing um, what everyone mostly sees and knows that have either chosen to just either not get involved, remain silent and quiet, and just let it happen. And for the most part, around these parts, that's kind of what they do. As long as it doesn't affect them directly, they'll sit quietly on their couch and sometimes, type a few things here and there to show support for, a cause of, uprooting conditioned, serious generational corruption. And if if you people that are involved in some of these unethical and immoral and corrupt acts, and you don't believe it to be corrupt, well, that's you're conditioned because ethical, people who have moral compass and an ethical way of doing business, they firmly disagree with you, and that one day will either be uh, settled in a court of law or in the eye of the public opinion, where people get replaced very quickly. And in my opinion, there is soon will be my opinion, there's going to be, my guess, a restructuring of government like never seen in this county. And I would weigh caution to the Republican Party, to any type of shenanigan that you might, have up your sleeve. I probably wouldn't. Um, that's just I mean, it's just an opinion, and just if I were to be advising anyone or any official or any body in this community, I would tell you to have that coming to Jesus, and I mean that with all sincerity and with all of my heart. I will tell you, the media storm, and when I say media storm, I don't mean one media outlet. I would tell you sternly to stand the absolute fuck by. I mean that, because you people have gotten the attention, um, and through channels of myself and others, that yeah, um, from the obvious shitstorm from Casey Pitzer, from people leaving you, moral good people leaving you, from you permanently harming very very good, very good moral and ethical cops for your own very highly questionable reason. The mayor still will not answer my question. Do you support the Brady designation of Jack Coates? He refuses to answer me. Pretty sad, but that's okay. I thought you were a good cop, sir. If you were a good cop, then you would know a good cop when you seen one. And if you don't see one in Jack Coates, sir, that says one thing: you probably weren't a good cop. And you take that however you want. I don't give a shit, because the number one goal and mission of any leader, whether it be military, law enforcement, is troop welfare, and you are only as strong as your weakest link. Period. And everything that I've read and everything that I've researched and found on Mr. Coates, that man was a cop of cops. And you dirty bastards have you've poked. I'm just going to tell you this. I would say, I would journey to say that what's coming, that this is going to be the worst shitstorm you've ever seen in your life. I mean that. There's not enough Jeffrey Stank anuses to properly fend off what is coming your way, and I mean that. You're definitely going to get the attention that you deserve, and probably it might be a long time coming, because isn't it kind of, because you have a former mayor who is stating that he does not agree with the findings of the arbitration, or the local hearing officer, Colonel Brian Prickett. Former, my bad. I know Colonel said you don't call me that anymore, Tony, but it's force of habit. And so there, that he's going to be questioned to a degree that he's not ready for. I'm sure you're not. I'm telling you, you're not, because this man has also avoided my question. Okay, you're stating that you're keeping Officer Coates off until you figure out this Brady designation thing. Okay, so how in the hell did Detective Baker maintain employment for such a long time, and he was hired in as a Brady officer, sir. How then do you explain the Ron Fitton, who, according to the mayor, is a felon, and you've not even investigated that guy? Why? Because he was doing your dirty work. So you're going to get exposed. Yeah, I mean, you really are. And it's and who knows what Mr. Evelyn used to be the mayor of this town, and they have all these big smiles on their faces and giggles and laughs, and God only knows what's goes on behind closed. Well, gee, what if I do know what goes on behind closed doors? Because it seems I've been pretty good so far. I mean, people, how's he finding this out? Because I'm good. That's why. Um, so, uh, lots of things to come. Really, there is. I mean, and I often, I sit, and I wonder, and I toss things around, and I wonder, why has God placed me where I'm at, what I'm doing, and I do pray on this. I really do, because we're not dealing with good people here. These are deceitful, manipulative, deceptive people. I mean, them just period. That's what they are, and you're going to find out. I promise you, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, within the next week, I would imagine. You just turn your damn TV on, and there's going to be a media storm. Um, yeah. So um, from the city purging itself in Casey's case, not once but several times. Um, my God, I mean, there's so any of you that's ever wondered if there's a cover up. Well, I mean, and for the city to ever say, well, no, we're not covering, we can't give you what you don't have. Well, okie dokie. So this being said, you're gonna the light's gonna be shined, and this again, there's not enough politicians because these people, they feed off dirty politicians. They fucking devour them. I mean, they do, and they enjoy it. It's like those sharks circling with black eyes, just waiting for the first fucking toe to pop through the water so they can devour it. You're done. And then there are those people that taint what they would. So there's some die hard, especially in Butler County, and there's been some contact. There are some die hard Republicans. If you taint that well and the image of the Republican Party, they will fucking destroy you. They will publicly and socially absolutely fucking destroy you. And that's just a fact. I know one of them. In fact, he came to speak at one of your council meetings before. Very interesting fellow. And this is what he lives for. He lives for that shit. And you're going to find out that too. So it's again, how long have these people been screwing people over, and the people just either in fear tuck their tail and just take their what their government beats them down with, and let me tell you something, motherfucker. There's no fear here. There's none. Let me well, first of all, rest assured, it doesn't exist. Never has, and it never will, ever. So there's that, and the people that I work with are the same way, and they hate dirty ass politicians and dirty cops. They taint something so pure, and something that relies on having their very existence relies on having a good relationship and a trusting relationship with the company or with the I can't the company. Flashbacks. Good relationships with the public. So the public, it's imperative that the public trust their officials and their police officers. You don't have that here. If you think you're going to throw a couple cops out there and take some photo ops with some kids and think you're going to earn that shit and get some likes on Facebook, that's how it happens. You're fucking lost. You're lost. That old PR bullshit died way back, when Andy Griffith passed away, my friend. No, that shit's earned. It's earned by action. People no longer take I mean, it's sad. I mean, it's not sad, but people know. Hey, well, this is well, he's good, but no, it's earned by action, and the actions of this current administration, in my opinion, it's failing fast, um, and it's by no other reason as it's surroundings, man, and I'm very thankful, and I really am to that Marine who outranked me by a long shot. Had like 9 more years than me did. I mean, I don't know how to, but he outranked me. Well, I mean, by if you're looking at stripes, 2 stripes. I was a sergeant, he was a gunny, but a gunny's highly respected. Period. They're part of the backbone of the Corps. They're. I mean, if you need the beans and bullets, that's how you get them. That's how you get your hot chow. That's. I mean, they are the administrators of everything, and I'm glad. I'm glad that I do not have to know that there is a fucking Marine mixed in that shit. And if there is a Marine that's still there and you're not standing, you got a problem. I would say to you, sir or ma'am, you best remember your fucking roots. You best remember those footsteps. You best remember walking off that parade deck and graduating as a United States Marine and what that fucking means. You never let some dirty fucking politician or some dirty cop fucking remove that from you. You understand that? And if you are a cop and you're a former Marine and you falter the wayside, you best fucking put your boots back on and find your way to the top, and get back to the honor the honor that lives within you. That is you. You can take the Marine out of the Corps, but you ain't taking the Corps out of the Marine. Period. It don't happen. It just never happens. There are more Marines that come out of the civilian war that fail to adapt back to civilian life than any other branch of the service, and there's a reason, because we are a fucking cult. Period. I mean, it's true. And you think you want to talk about lines? Fuck around and find out what that line. just not a good idea. But we're small, but we're everywhere, and we stick together. And the foundations that we've built on honor, courage, commitment, and no, we're not gonna taint that image for some dirty ass politician. Sorry, again, if there's any devil dogs that are within that police force, and take that shit over, take it over. If I couldn't, I would leave. I would. There's no way I'm going to allow something like that bullshit to tarnish what I became. Because can you imagine? Just think about this. The first thing they're going to fucking say, RICO Act, blah 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 something. The first thing they say, former United States Marine, right? That's exactly what they do. Because the first thing they want to tarnish is our name and our image. Period. They're not going to mention cop first. They're going to mention former United States Marine, then cop. That's a fact, and you know it. So, sadly, they always have to go to that first, to the Marine's background, always, to make it look worse than what, and sometimes it really is worse than what it is. But we're not perfect, sadly. But anyway, yeah, you people have you've kickstarted a fucking demon, a 2-stroke demon, and it's on its way. You are getting what you summoned. You are getting what you summoned. You summon the demons, you're going to get them, and it's going to be by way of exposure, by way of a media shitstorm that's going to fucking blow your mind, and you ain't stopping it. And if you think it's just because one or two things, oh no, no. There's going to be a lot of explaining, because when you sit down with some of these people, and like as have and others have, they want to see, okay, what is your theories here? What are you theorizing here? And then when I spell it out and I sit down and I say, well, okay, you have these relations here, this relationship here, and then you have Okay, like say the lawsuit. Let's I mean, take that for instance. Do I think the intention is to probably get the insurance company removed from that from that, or to force them into dropping the city for being high risk or some stupid shit like that, or cause them to drop the city? Yeah, I do. Or they're going to say, hey, they're going to raise the price, and where the city can no longer afford them, and they're going to be uninsured, and that's a bad place to be for the city, especially in the middle of loss. But then again, it puts it in the hands of who? Mayor Haley, for some reason, who has been pushing to get this lawsuit settled quickly. Why? Why? I mean, so there's this thing that this myth. There's this myth that the release of the investigation concerning this camera that allegedly had child porn on it. So think about that logically, ladies and gentlemen, because the report itself read, I mean, it's questionable, but let us be clear, they couldn't investigate far enough because it was fruits of the poisonous tree. It was from a theft. So there's that. But the report did say he was cleared of that allegation. So I would want that out. But why is it turning into a lawsuit? I mean, if I just got cleared by the Federal Bureau of Investigation for something that was alleged by some individuals within my own ranks, I would say, "Hey, look what just happened. Don't you look foolish?" But then that ugly term child porn popped up again not too long ago from the same household. It was kind of highly questionable because when police officers tell parents that ended up with their kids ended up with porn pictures and shit like that, because it's all over it's all over Wilmington City schools, but they tell you just to delete the photographs. That's destruction of evidence. Did everyone get Marcy Law rights? All the children that were then victims, where some of them laughed it off. There's nothing funny about that. But then the children that were depicted in the photographs are also victims. Did they ever check to see if those children were missing? Maybe those was a couple of children that were on the backs of milk cartons or on the posters of Walmarts. Did they do that? I hear not. They was just told to delete the shit and just forget about it, pretty much. I really can't just wait to see the end game in that one, because I'm to understand that there's some other people now involved that are none too happy about how that was handled, and it's weird on how our local CPS and our local law enforcement handles like child abuse, abuse of children, and things of that nature. Because I know when I made a report, it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't reported to CPS. I had to do it. A mandated reporter. A mandated reporter. And then it said, "Well, Tony, you said you were going to call, so I'm not the man." And literally, that's in an email and was on a recorded phone call where well, Tony, you said you were going to call, so we didn't bother. Really? I'm not a cop, and I'm not the mandated reporter. Yeah, I mean that's just insanity, man. So I don't know if it's just the morale that's like totally in the shitter. It probably is. I mean, I can't imagine going to work knowing, my leader, says that, we suck pretty much. And he did. He was there was no heated passion, Mayor Haley. Don't try that politician bullshit. You were being dead fucking serious, man. It made me uncomfortable. I'm sitting there looking at the leader of a fucking police force that's calling him, that's been corrupt for 50 years, and that they essentially suck. Well, you're the leader, and you're telling civilians that shit. You understand how that makes you look? You're the leader. You are the the omnipotent leader of Wilmington PD, as is Nick Evelyn. Gentlemen, what's the morale like in your force? Do you think they enjoy working under you? Do you honestly believe that? I don't. I'm going to tell you, if I was an officer and within those ranks, the first thing I did after the first 5-6 months, if seeing what I see, bye, fuck this. That's exactly what I would do. I mean, hell no, no. And then to get that report, to hear it coming out of the guy's own mouth, heat of passion. No, sir. The only heat of the heat that was you were feeling was off your French fries and my hamburger, man. I mean, come on, don't fucking try that shit. That's bullshit. I mean, he said some things that yeah, it was definitely beneath the office. It definitely was. And trying to solicit a civilian, a highly skilled military individual, to go and gain information from a ministry. And the topic of this ministry is just mind blowing, because it's so easily fixed. It is, really. And after speaking to another retired mayor, which I did, it's a snap of a finger. What's the problem? You want to shut it down, you shut it down. You make them go to court, you prove the fact that it's a nuisance, and bye-bye. But if you don't want it shut down and you see a need, you shut it down anyway, you prove a point, and then you make Mr. Stanley come to the table with some fucking ideas to fix that shit. Like perhaps using some of the millions of donations or hundreds of thousands he gets and hiring a fucking private security detail to sit out there to stop putting such a fucking burden on the city police and the thousands of fucking calls that goes to your ministry, sir. It's real simple. There's lots of things you can do. The food vouchers. Find out who really wants to better themselves. Make them work an hour or two for the city to clean up the city. Beautification of the city that they're fucking aiding in the destruction of otherwise. Painting on buildings, leaving trash and shitting in the middle of the streets and having sex in the middle of town. Yeah, that's right here in the little town, the little Quaker town of Wilmington, Ohio. And I'm told there's some of these officials that have recruited that shit. And by God, when that little report comes in, oh boy, oh God. Because if you are that shitbag that recruits your own problems to create your own, to create your a means for your own existence, you are a sick piece of shit. There's lots of people. Why the fuck do we got a drug court? I've told you why they do that. My opinion. That's how they quickly separate their clients from the others. I mean, why else? And then that way we can quickly get them into the rehab. Rehab is $1 billion a year industry, folks. And there's kickbacks. Definitely kickbacks. Trafficking, human trafficking is huge too. Even within the courts, it happens. Right, Helen Rollins? Right? I mean, you criminally remove children without using a single Ohio law, but the opinion of a New York City social worker. Let's say it out loud. Let's address that fucking elephant, you tyrant. You tyrant. In my opinion, and I don't give a shit how bad I sound, I don't think any human being should make any decision over other people's children if they themselves have not experienced parenthood. I don't mean to hurt feelings, but that's just a fucking fact. Just like, in my opinion, I don't think a man should serve to serve as president of the United States unless he himself has served in the United States military active duty. Period. It's just my opinion. I mean, and I have my reasons. That man who has served has an idea of what it's like to sit around on a pack wondering if you're going to get kicked off on a fucking plane or a ship to go potentially die and never see your family again. Yeah, I mean, that's and they'll think before making the decision to send your children off, and they will. They do. My opinion, and I that's my podcast. I can have those opinions. But do I know it's happening? I sure do. Do I think there might be some of these former officials getting to some of these other former law enforcement people saying, "Hey, bring all your have-nots or your people that are troubled and homeless. Bring them up and drop them off. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about a police car. If I get in, if a cop gets in a police car and he travels to the next county, he has radio. He has to, let the county that he's going to. Hey, I'm coming into your county proper way, and what his business is there and what his cargo is. But also, the GPS on that vehicle is also going to report back to wherever their station is that, hey, this vehicle left our county, went into Clinton County, and came back. What business did they have in Clinton County? Boy, wouldn't it be fun to pull the surrounding county GPSs off all their fucking police cars to find out that they're bringing all their people, their troubled people, to Wilmington, Ohio. The mayor himself stood up and said, "Hey, here's a police car bringing them." I bet he wouldn't have said that had it not been shoved in his face. I just don't think he would have. So there's so many ways other than sending a military operator inside a ministry. That doesn't even sound right. Does it? No, it does not. So, citizens of Wilmington, it's going to be busy in the next 5 months, I would say. The media storm is going to it's going to hit, and it's going to hit hard. Be my guess. Yeah, and the leadership is going to come into high focus, and it's going to be even the former leaders. Some of the questions that I got that I was asked about the whole hammer thing and how that was handled and how it was evaded. I'm like, well, I said my opinion. I said, do I think Brian Scheideker's wife aided in her husband's fellow attorneys not getting the proper vetting through CPS? Yeah, I do. I do. I certainly do. Or do I think they took it as a joke? Oh, I was just out there fucking around. No, sick ass, you fucking sicko. I mean, you, out of everything in your household, you picked up a fucking claw hammer and launched at your children. On nobody's planet is that fucking okay. But apparently, right here, if you're a judge's boy, it is. Or if you got a friend who's a prosecutor or the city safety director and his wife works at CPS and is the intake specialist there, well then yeah, I mean, that's why Daddy said, well, they didn't even investigate him because Mr. Thomas refused to give him who took the pictures. What the fuck does the photographer have anything to do with the crimes or the mental inabilities that leans towards some serious fucking problems? What does the photographer have anything to do with that? I like how these motherfuckers just bypass the fucking totally brick that's hitting them in the face to circle around to somehow find out, hey, fuck what's obvious. Let's find out who made it obvious. Let's get those fuckers. What the fuck? That's what it seems like. But anyway, that's all I got. Get ready for Operation Exposure next fucking level. Period. It's coming, and the media individuals that I speak to, it's almost like it's a weekly thing. And some of the stories that are going to come from this, strap yourselves in. If you're an official and you work for some of these people, and you have in any way, shape, or form, and you know about it, and they find out that you know about it, some of the strange dealings, you do understand that you've now become complicit. You understand that. Complicit to a fucking crime. Do you think they give two frogs fat asses about you? Well, if you think they do, you're wrong. You're wrong. That's when you get fed to the wolves. Well, I can't. It ain't my fault. She knew. He knew, or what have you. Yeah, and that's the problem with some of these people. Like Mr. Petrie said, it's the circle, the circling firing squad. Yeah, it's like the first bullet, man. They all fall. Theoretically speaking, I don't mean that. I don't mean that. You know, literally to some of the sensitive folks out there that like to take people's words and twist them around. He said bullet. He said fall. That has to mean something. Like those hypersensitive liberal folks, you got to admit those people are fucking hilarious. They'll take one thing you say and turn it into an entire fucking scenario that nobody knows about but them. It's how that one word triggered them and how they made you know what my rights don't end when your feelings begin. Fucktard. Period. And the city of Wilmington found that out, as they're going to continue finding out a lot. It's hey, here's a novel fucking idea. Come correct or not at all. Do the right thing. Always do the right thing. Always. You don't protect shitbags. You let the shitbags suffer the consequence, and that's how they learn. Or perhaps they like to condition shit like that to keep that circling firing squad going. Like, hey, well, you do this to me, I'm gonna do that to you, and could you imagine that shit and relying upon that for your success? Oh boy, I would much rather have a clean conscience and a clean moral compass than to deal with some garbage like that, because that's what it is, folks. It's fucking garbage. And to some of the people out there that have a problem with what I stated and what I've made public about Mr. Mattingly, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Because you can say, oh, he took that young lady in and he took care of her and her children. Why? Why did this old ass attorney take in this young woman and her child? Do you think it might be out of guilt? Because he talked her into changing her story from, hey, I was raped, to, hey, no, I lied about that. But then directly after tell the News Journal that she's maintaining that she was raped. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh no, let's not look that elephant in the fucking face, huh? Nothing weird about that. And it's all, well, he paid for her college. No, the fuck he didn't. That woman just sent me her damn college bills today. Hey, let's go ahead and debunk that before it comes out. Everything that woman has said, I mean, granted, the way she says it and the way she comes off is very erratic. But I will challenge any of you to say, hey, are you a victim of a fucking sex crime, and how you react to people who don't recognize it and shove it in your fucking face and call you a liar because of your lawyer told you to take that direction. So, and then at the end of this, oh, not to mention, he lies about when he encountered and met Brandon Reed. He said it was 2022. No, general public, it was 2005 when he took care of Mr. Reed for contributing to the delinquency of a minor that was Allison Abel, who alleges he raped her. And so, by the way, Josh Riley certainly didn't get any DNA off Mr. Reed then, did he? Did you, Joshy boy? You didn't get DNA from a fucking suspected rapist? You fucking... Oh, but hey, wait. Let's not... You didn't do that with Casey Pitzer either, with the same fucking dude. Interesting, Mr. Riley. Interesting. What kind of relationship is that? Anybody tell me? Now I would like to go back and look up some rape cases to where Mr. Riley did send off and did get DNA, so we can find out if he's just catering to Mr. Reed. Maybe that was already done by a few people, by the victims. To be determined. When I say a shitstorm is coming, bet your... I'm telling you. It is what it is. It is what it is. So I hope our government at some point gets restructured. I hope we get rid of some of these dirty ass fucking names that have been around here forever, and we do a complete and understand that you're the employee of the people, ladies and gentlemen, who decide to go into office. You are the employee of the people. You serve the people, not your own agenda or your friends' agendas. It's real simple. You have a job description. Follow it. Don't fall off the path. Stay on the path. Stay on the righteous path. Some people it's hard for them to do because they've gotten away with it for 40 years or better. Well, let's see how long that holds up. Because now the amount of media that's well informed. It well, let's see what they find. They're good at that shit. I like those guys. They should go into like surveillance and shit. They should be government employees. They're good. They get shit. And Simplify and God bless. Pray for our community. Pray for the decisions of our leaders. Pray they have a coming to Jesus, and they decide to, hey, you know what? We're done with this nonsense. We're done with this bullshit. We're done. We're going to start doing things the right way by policy, and do what we're supposed to do, and create a city government, a county government that can be trusted by the people and not be looked at. And some people try to gain empathy. Well, how can they do that between you and Daryl and Jane and fucking Quentin and those people? Blah. The second you let a government go unaccountable is when they become tyrants. Slowly but surely, it happens. Checks and balances, ladies and gentlemen. That's our job. That's our jobs as American citizens, not to be lazy fucking couch potatoes to sit around and watch them become tyrants. And then all of a sudden we wake up, we've got people complaining about all levels of government, inflation. And well, yeah, that's because you sat on your ass and you watched it fucking happen. It's not their fault. If you throw a piece of bacon in front of a dog, he might be trained enough to sit around, but the second you turn your head, at some point, he's going for that motherfucker. He's going for it. I mean, period. It's the instinctive nature of a lot of human beings to falter and go the wayside if they don't have checks and balances. Sometimes they get greedy. Sometimes it's not a lot. Sometimes it's a whole bunch, and it's sad. And it's funny. The guy did a study on the human nature of people and how this argumentative and the fighting and the stealing and all of that shit. He looked at twin babies. One of the twins were either, I think it was a fight. They were the one twin, the one baby grabbed the other one's thumb, and they were fighting over a thumb, and the one baby that didn't belong to got the thumb. It was some crazy. It was fascinating though. How it you know, that's from the womb. They take. It's inherent. It's you got it. They're going to take it. They're going to have it. They're going to get it. But it's only between, you know, birth and being conditioned and be a good person to find out you can't just do that. It's wrong. Get off my fucking thumb. Simplify and God bless.